It's a woodhouse toad.
Oh yeah, it's Friday night and we got our party pants on and gonna paint the town red. Oh no, we've got something much funner than that. No, we're gonna go catch some frogs, yeah! And just about everything is calling tonight. We're talking Cope's gray tree frogs, cricket frogs, chorus frogs, leopard frogs, and some woodhouse toads. So let's see what we can find. This familiar little frog is probably the call that you've heard many times even throughout the daytime. This is the chorus frog, and they call almost all summer long. I reckon he's got a little stage fright. There's just too much pressure to perform with my headlamp on him. As I walk along the shoreline, I spot a familiar invasive species.
Alright. Have a look at this guy. Whew! He's a big boy, isn't he? This is the bullfrog, and this is a huge problem here because it's an invasive species, okay? The bullfrogs are not native to Nebraska. Actually, they're not native to a lot of the places they're at in the United States, and they are causing big problems. These guys are unpalatable to fish and other predators, so they really don't get eaten that much, and yet they eat everything. I mean, anything you put in front of these guys that moves, they'll chomp down on it. And you can see, he'll just grab onto my finger. He's not afraid of anything. He really doesn't care. And look at the size of these guys. Big bullfrogs.
Bullfrogs are pretty common, and you might have even noticed one jumping into a pond when you walked up, because it might have sounded like this. One frog that always fascinates me is the Cope's gray tree frog.
Here we go. Look at this beauty. Oh. This guy's a real treat, I tell you. If I can get him out for you. This little jewel is called the Cope's gray tree frog. And yes, tree frog, he can climb like Spider-Man. And you can see he's climbing right up my hand. Just look at those gripping little paws on him. He's got pads with mucus that's secreted in his pads so that he can grip surfaces extra well. And boy, is he pulling right away. One thing that's cool about these guys is the undersides of their legs. See that bright orange there? That's said to be a defense mechanism. When he jumps away from predators, that bright orange is supposed to frighten the predators. Boy, he's a little scrapper, isn't he? Just pulling right away. I really don't want to hurt him, so I'm just going to let him go. Look at him. He's perfectly content to just sit with me. Oh, there he goes. Awesome. Cope's gray tree frogs. Gotta love it.
Now the main reason I came out here was to find some woodhouse toad tadpoles for my research project. I need to find where the toads are calling so I know where they're gonna lay their eggs.
Oh, there he is. Have a look at this guy. Isn't he a beauty? Oh, look at him. This is the woodhouse toad. They're pretty common in these parts, and this time of year, they're calling because it's mating season. Now this guy's a male, as we just heard him calling a little while ago, and he's still calling right now. The unique thing about woodhouse toads is they have what's called the parotoid glands, which all toads have the parotoid glands, or most toads do. And they're these glands right here behind the eyes. Now, when a predator bites onto the toad, the gland will release a gooey little poison, and that poison is very bad tasting, and it usually causes some nausea and maybe even death sometime to the predator. I can tell this is a male just by squeezing right here under his armpits. He'll just chirp a little bit and vibrate, and that is because during breeding season, other males might get a bit anxious and grab onto him like that, thinking he's the female. But when he vibrates and chirps like that, he's telling the other male that, hey, I'm not a female, let me go, you're wasting your time. Okay, I'll let him get back to his calling because he's got to get busy finding his female. There you go, little guy. Beautiful woodhouse toad. All right.
I love doing research with wildlife, preserving our natural environment for the future generations, and getting to see the beauty of wildlife and the world around us is all I could ever ask for.